Our next track is titled Leveraging Accessible Technology for Remote Learning Success. Please welcome Mike Tholfsen, Principal Product Manager, Microsoft Education.
Hi, my name is Mike Tholfsen. I'm a product manager on the Microsoft Education team, and I focus on accessibility and inclusion in the class. Now, Microsoft's mission as a company is to empower every person on the planet to achieve more. And our education mission is to empower every student on the planet to achieve more. Now, I like to say that means we're not just trying to empower 84% of the students. We're not trying to empower 93.7% of the students. We want to empower 100% of the students. And so inclusion is a core part of our mission statement at Microsoft. Now, many of you might be thinking about Microsoft in an old school way. A lot of people think of Microsoft from maybe the year 2011, where you say, well, they make Windows software and it's really expensive. Well, what we have here with inclusion and accessible tools, we're the modern Microsoft in the year 2020. We have inclusive and accessible tools built into all of our platforms: Windows, Mac, browser, Android, iPad, iOS, and it's all free. And so making sure that we empower every student in technology that's built in, mainstream, non-stigmatizing, which is very important, and free, that's a core part of what we do now. So as you think about all of the technologies across accessibility and how our company thinks about it, these are the sets we do: learning, visual, hearing, mobility, neurodiversity, and mental health. And we have capabilities built in all across the spectrum that handle these. Now, you might be thinking, I didn't know I had access to all these technologies for accessibility already. And that's part of the challenge that I'm trying to help with. We want to make sure that everyone knows you have access to all of these tools already, and they're free. So what I often talk about is the inclusive classroom. We talk about reading, writing, math, and communication. And we use the principles of inclusive design to focus on all these categories. So for example, our reading technologies like Immersive Reader might really help a student with dyslexia, but it helps students that are non-native speakers, early readers, people with vision impairments, ADHD, mainstream readers. It's the same with writing, things like editor, speech to text. We have a bunch of free tools built into OneNote to help with math and inclusive and accessible technologies for doing math. Or communication, with things like real-time translation in over 67 languages, helping non-native speakers, deaf and hard of hearing students, the parents of non-native speakers, and all these capabilities are inclusively designed so they will help all students. And that's a core part of the mission of what we do. Well, one of the things we offer are these interactive guides across these different capabilities: inclusive reading, inclusive writing, math, communication. These are free, web-based, interactive training guides that any educator, student, or teacher can use. And especially with distance learning and remote learning, this is really important. So anyone can quickly ramp up and learn about things like the Immersive Reader or speech to text, or our translation and captioning capabilities, or our free math tools. So these can be shared broadly, and we encourage people to explore these guides and share them. And we have some other things. We just launched a brand new site for special education and accessibility resources during remote learning. This is a really critical topic. Students from special education backgrounds or students that have accessibility needs, when you're learning at home, it's extra important to be able to use technology to help enhance and amplify what you're doing. So we launched an entire new site dedicated just to this topic. And it doesn't just cover products and scenarios. It also covers all sorts of new things that you might need to be thinking about doing remote learning and accessibility from home. We also have quick tip videos and guides and resources all across the board, a wealth of information on this site. And the last thing I'll talk about is we have a quick tips video playlist all for accessibility and education topics and products. So you can just spend 2 minutes to learn about the Immersive Reader, or spend another minute to learn about the inclusive math tools we have. And these are really short and sweet videos that can help people get up and running really fast. So if you want to get a copy of this presentation, there's a link right here. Feel free to reach out in email or on Twitter. We really want to make sure we can help people have the tools built in, mainstream, non-stigmatizing, and free. Thanks.